Alright guys, so this is my Vertx Gamut 2.0 backpack. Right off the bat, this is not my bug out bag, okay? My bug out bag is not actually just one bag, but it's kind of like a system that I put together where this complements another backpack that I have that my wife would carry, and then my 3-year-old carries a bag himself, and all three of these kind of work together into what is my bug out bag system. So I built this bag primarily not only to complement that, but also it carries everything that I need in a day, or anything that I might need in a day. With my type 1 diabetes stuff in mind, this bag has that. So other than carrying what I need in a day, this also acts as my get home bag. I work in downtown St. Louis, and there's been a lot of civil unrest and things have been crazy. So I needed to build a bag that will allow me to function in an urban environment, to the point to where I can get out of that urban environment and get home to my family. I live about an hour south of St. Louis, so this bag is built to give me everything that I need to get home and get out of sticky situations. The reason why I went with the Vertx Gamut 2.0 is because of the functionality that it has, not only as like a tactical backpack, but also a super practical gray man backpack. There is nothing about this backpack that screams, hey, I'm a tactical person. Hey, I have firearms on me. Hey, I have all the gear that you want. Nothing about this backpack screams that, which is why I went for it. Now, that being said, there's a lot of people say that if you have a tactical looking backpack, it's just saying, shoot me first. That's not the case. That aside, this backpack does what I need. So that's why I purchased it. Vertx is not paying me for this video. They did not send me this backpack for free. I paid for this backpack, but there's a lot of good reasons why. So let me start off by going over the external features of the backpack, and then we'll just kind of move on to the pocket. So right off the bat, let's talk about the materials first, okay? So this is a really sturdy material. It's not waterproof by any means, but if it gets a little wet, I'm sure the water will beat off and roll right off of it. Haven't had a chance to get it wet though, so I'll do an update video later about that. All of the materials used in this backpack are top-notch, high-quality materials. Like all the zippers are YKK zippers. All of the stitching is top-notch. It's great quality. So that's the materials of the backpack, kind of going over all of the external pockets and stuff. So this is the front of the backpack. It has this front pocket right here, which I'll talk about in a little bit. This has like a grab handle right here where if like you need to like rip it out of the car or whatever. I find myself using this handle so much. Sometimes I don't want to sling my backpack over my shoulder walking from my car to my front door. So I'll just carry the backpack like this, and it's super sturdy. Like you can get a real good grip on that. Up here we have kind of like a sunglasses compartment, or whatever you want to put in there. There is a good grab handle at the top of the bag. Once again, using really great stitching. The sides of the bags, we have 2 mesh water bottle pockets, and then behind those there are 2 like storage pockets, which it's the same thing on the other side, which we'll get into that. Moving on to the bottom of the bag, this is super durable. Usually the bottom of the bag is what takes the biggest abuse. I'm not worried about this one at all. This is really thick. It's good quality material. The stitching's all together, just well thought out. Like they didn't leave any details out. Also, I put this here to remind myself to tell you guys, but on the front of the backpack there is some Velcro. If you want to stick a Mora patch or something up there, you totally can. I just put that patch on there just to remind myself to tell you guys that it's there. But moving on to the back of the backpack here, this is like a really thick neoprene material. It's super comfy to have against your back, and that is really important because of this next pocket that I'm going to talk about, which is this one right here that opens up, and you can unzip that, and I'll tell you all about that when we get that far. The straps are super sturdy. They're really comfortable too, like the padding and the mesh, it's all really comfortable. And then also the straps on the handles, you can go, you know, it has loops so you can attach various attachments that suits you to the top. I like the Vertx branding right here. And they don't have it on that side. The shoulder straps do have this clip right here. So if you need to ditch the bag real quick, you know, you can just unclick that and ditch it. And that's on both sides. Has a good chest strap, and the chest strap's held on by kind of this plastic piece right here, so it's super durable. It does come with a waist belt. It's not load bearing or anything like that, so I wouldn't expect it for that. But if you're like running or riding your bike or something like that, this waist strap can come in handy for that. So the last thing externally I want to talk about is right here. This is a complete pass-through. So if you want to stick your backpack on some luggage, you can do that. Or if you straight up ever just want to use your backpack as a shield because it is body armor compatible, you know, you can full on Captain America it and do that. So, and there are a few companies that make body armor specifically for this backpack, and I'm going to talk about that pocket when we get that far. So that's kind of the outside of the backpack. Let's move on to the inside. Let me just kind of show you how I have this thing loaded out. So right off the bat, we're going to be getting into this pocket right here, okay? So all of the zippers are YKK. I don't know if I said that, but I love this pocket right here because you can just rip this open and you have access to MOLLE webbing, and you also have access to this Velcro panel right here, so you can attach whatever you want to the MOLLE webbing. Also, this is expandable, so Vertx included these straps right here that hook to loops on the outside of the bag. And that would, you know, that allows extra expandability if ever you like wanted to stuff your jacket in there, or if you wanted to like put a helmet or knee pads or something like that in there. It allows you to do that, okay? So I'm gonna show you what I have in the bag as I show you the bag. And I'm gonna try to make this as quick as possible, not go into a whole lot of detail. But in this front pocket right here, I have stuff that I don't know, I don't want the world seeing. So I keep that zipped up and whatever. I also have the ability to partially zip this down so I can keep kind of like, you know, my tourniquet covered and my fixed blade covered, and you know, just not stuff that people at the office just want to see all the time. So this is kind of my tool compartment, and I can go into more in-depth videos on these, but in this tool pouch, I have a Silcock key for accessing water. You know, it is in an urban environment, and if you want to tap into water, you have the ability to do so with this key in like big industrial buildings. So let me just open this up here. This is kind of like my tool pocket, and here I have a Leatherman, a lighter, a knife, and some fixed blades, and I keep like, you know, that's like a bunch of duct tape right there wrapped around an old card. I have an emergency blanket. This is like a screwdriver with multiple bits. It's made by Stanley. Has a tire air pressure checker thingy. It has one of those emergency blankets in it. Just some goodies and some tools that I might find useful. So this guy kind of just keep on top in this front pocket here, because it's not something that I'm going to use like all the time, but it is something that I do touch at least once a day for like my multi-tool or whatever. So that's that pocket right there. And then I carry a fixed blade. This is my Mora right here. I have it attached to the Molly, but this is just a Mora knife. These are very inexpensive, but they do an amazing job. I've had a lot of field testing with these Mora knives and they're awesome. This is just a cheapo flash that I got at Ross, but it does a really good job and it has a bunch of different functions. I'll do a different video on that. If you guys want me to do review videos on different pieces of kit that I have, I will be more than happy to oblige. Flashlight is USB chargeable. I'm going to get into that later. This right here is kind of like my trauma pouch. Okay, so right off the bat, I have a cat tourniquet that I can access real quick. I just keep it in this pocket right here of this pouch. And I have a Sharpie because if ever I am using the cat tourniquet, I'm going to be writing the time on the person's forehead that I applied the tourniquet. And there's a lot of different ways that people go about that. This does include like a time right here, and you can write the time right there, which I probably will, but I will also write the time on the person's forehead. And I'm going to do a different video on tactical medical care, but right off the bat, tourniquet and Sharpie. And then in here I have Nitrile Gloves. Because if I am having to use a tourniquet or quick clot or any fun stuff like that, I'm most likely going to want to wear gloves to avoid bloodborne pathogens. So, Nitrile Gloves. And then also I carry a face shield for CPR. So, yeah. So I am trained with CPR, and since I'm trained, I'll carry it. Don't need to say more, I guess. Then in this back pocket right here, I do have my trauma shears. I have a bunch of different alcohol prep pads. I have some of this Silvex gel and some non-adhesive bandages and some quick clot. So that's that. I'll go into details on my med kit later, different video, different time. So that's everything about this pocket right here. If you want to just have that Molly exposed all the time, you have the ability to shove that cover up in there, and then you have that Molly exposed. So that's a really cool feature of this bag. Another reason I got it. So on the outside of this bag, I have a carabiner, which when I'm at work, I'll hook my keys to it. Other than that, I have this pill capsule thingy right here. So the two purposes behind this, okay, as a type 1 diabetic, stuff like nausea and diarrhea could be pretty detrimental to your sugars because you are having to play catch up with sugars, and staying hydrated is a mess. And usually if I have uncontrollable vomiting or diarrhea, sorry, TMI, it's going to wind me in my endocrinologist's office to be taken care of. So I have like Imodium and I have Zantac in here to treat those symptoms. And then in the bottom section of my pill department, I have like headache stuff. Like I think I have ibuprofen in there. And then right here is a signal whistle. You know, if ever you are in a get home situation, you don't always want to not be seen. So if ever I need to get like the attention of anybody, this is it's a really loud whistle. So keep that there. Moving on to this top pocket right here. This is just kind of like my, you know, I'm gonna touch it almost every day, so I keep some gum. This is really cool. I'll probably do a review on this later. It was just kind of a cheapo no-name brand thing I got on Amazon, but it holds my glasses on that side. And then on this side, it has stuff to take care of contacts. And I'll do an in-depth review on this later if you guys want to see it. But basically it has like the contacts holders. It has some solution in there for washing my eyes out. And then it has just contact stuff, like a little suction thingy and some tweezers in there to do maintenance on my contacts. And then it also has a mirror, which can work in tandem with other things because I can use that for signaling as well, should I need it. So that's that. Also in this pocket, I have, this is just a Booboo Kit, and I don't have time to get into everything in there, but basically everything I need to fix a boo-boo, I carry it in here. You know, like a triple antibiotic ointment, alcohol prep pads, various kinds of band-aids, all of that kind of stuff lives in here. And then I just have my wireless headphones. And I know there's a lot of people, they'll be like, dude, what about EMF concerns? Right now, that's not a huge concern of mine. So I have these wireless earbuds that I keep up there. And the last thing is some teardrops for my eyes. I'm a new contacts wearer, so I probably use this stuff more than I need to, but it's there. Okay, so that covers those two. Moving on to the main zipper compartment of the Gamut 2.0 backpack. So it has dual zippers right here, and you can set the backpack up. There are two snaps right here and right here. So if you only want to open the backpack partly, the zippers will stop at those snaps and it'll let you access any quick things. So like I have my sugar bag, which I previously reviewed that. And then also it has kind of like an admin pouch up here. So I keep a couple different pens, like here's another Sharpie, here's a Sharpie pen, I have some carabiners. This is Velcro right here. I put a patch up there to remind you guys that you can stick some of Vertx's Tactigami stuff right there. And then also I carry a harmonica. I'm not a big gamer, so I don't have like a Nintendo Switch or whatever that some people carry for morale and stuff. So I carry a harmonica, and it's never failed, it never will, and it's just kind of fun. Also, if ever you are out in the wilderness and you come across an animal that is known to be aggressive or whatever, you know, sometimes if you kind of like blow, kind of like that, it tends to deter animals. So that's why I carry the harmonica. Okay. So that's kind of this top section right here. And I have those snaps set so I can only just access, you know, the top compartment here. Yeah, so let's just move on and open this guy up and let's go further. So you undo these zip snaps. And that allows you to do a full clamshell opening of the bag, okay? This top pocket right here, I have right here this mesh pocket. This is kind of like my charging compartment or module, if you will. And I have like a multi-fast charging cable made by USAMS, a survival flash drive, and this has some important documents stored on it, as well as an offline version of Wikipedia, and then just some various charging cables. And I have this wall block. It's made by Anchor. Can't really see the logo, but anyhow, it's multi-part. It's fast charging, super helpful. And then in the front pocket there, I have AA batteries. I carry those primarily for my pump. And I do have 1, 2, 3, 4 of they're the good ones by Duracell. My pump will last about 3 weeks on one. So I have 4 of those that I carry in this little pouch. Then also I have an Anker power bank. This is 20 milliwatt hours. It'll charge my phone multiple times and my headphones and pretty much anything I need it to charge that I can plug USB into. It has 2 ports. It allows me to charge stuff, so I have a good power bank. Okay, then moving down into this zipper pocket right here, I have a lensetic compass, which if you guys want to see my video that teaches you all how to use a compass, I will be happy to do so. But that way I can kind of navigate should the grid go down and my phone's compass doesn't work. I have a way of navigation. And then also in that pocket, I have an Israeli bandage to complement my trauma kit in the front of the backpack. And that's all I keep in that, okay? Then I have my hygiene pouch right here. And in here, I carry pretty much anything that I need to keep myself clean or smelling good. So I have some deodorant, toothbrush, I have some toothpaste tablets. Sorry guys, got a frog in my throat. Carry Q-tips. This is toilet paper. I talked about these in my my travel video. And just some mouthwash, and then I have some more teardrops for my contacts. This is designed so if ever there's a surprise meeting or whatever at work that I have to go in and I am not smelling particularly well, I have a way to fix that. So my hygiene kit. Okay, this is kind of my fire starting kit right here. In here I have several different means of starting a fire. Okay, so I have these wet fire tabs. These are incredible. I also have a ferrocerium rod. I have some stormproof matches and a butane lighter. And the reason why a butane lighter over a Bic lighter is this one tends to do a better job in the rain or wind. And I just get a really long, easy burn. I don't have to fuss with, you know, spinning the clicky thing or whatever. I can just push the button, I have instant flame right there. So, a butane lighter. That's everything I carry in my fire module. This is my diabetes stuff dash pump module. This isn't my, so this is like my everyday, this has my meter and all that stuff. I did a video specifically on this bag and what I carry in it. This is just backup supplies for my pump. Not going to spend a whole lot of time on it, but I have a few extra insulin sites. Ketone test strips, some reservoirs for my pump. These are over patches for my sensor. I could also use these to go over my Neo sight. And then just a AA battery. So these are actually something that I use kind of frequently, because if my it's on that arm. If that over patch starts coming off or whatever, I have a way to keep my sensor on. So then I have some extra test strips. I keep 2 extra packets of 50 test strips in there. And other than that, just some syringes. So that's everything I keep in my diabetes equipment module. These 2 things kind of function in my my shelter module. This is just a shemagh. Many applications for it. I can do a video on this if you guys want to see it later. It's also part of my urban camouflage. I watched this guy called the Urban Prepper, and he talked a lot about the importance of urban camouflage and urban environment, especially where there tends to be unrest. So I can wrap this around me like a mask and wear my black hoodie that I stash in the drawer at my work, and I look like a lot of the people that would be out protesting, and I can just kind of slip past them without too many issues. So I have that. This is my shelter module. Without getting too in depth, I'm going to do a separate video on like how to build different shelters and stuff in rural and urban environments. But in here, I have like a reflective survival tarp that I can make shelters with. I have a few contractor trash bags, and then I have a bunch of bank line to make like a ridge line with, or if I need to tie different stuff down, it goes with me. So that's my shelter module right there. And then also inside of the Vertx backpack, they do include this laptop sleeve right here. And it's super sturdy. It offers a lot of protection to your computer. If ever you want to remove it, it is held on there by Velcro, so you can always just take that off if you don't have a computer, but I carry a work computer, so I keep that in there. But to complement it though, just to add a little more beef, this is kind of like a papers that I'm going to bring to and from work. I keep that in there, and this is just an extra sleeve that I can just simply slip my laptop in and out of. And I don't even get that, I just keep it open so I can just reach in there, grab my laptop, take it out. And that's basically it for this main compartment right here. I am going to talk about these side compartments real quick. I will keep like a Smart water bottle right here because it complements my Sawyer Mini, which we're going to talk about that. So this is kind of my water compartment right here. In this pocket up here, I have the Sawyer Mini along with like a drinking straw and the pouch that comes with it. Just shove that back in there. And then I keep electrolytes. So I can put this in my water bottle, put a few squirts, and it adds extra electrolytes, and it makes drinking water a little more bearable, especially if it's something that I'm filtering out of a less than desirable source. So I chose to go with the Sawyer Mini for a lot of different reasons. If you guys want to hear about it, I'll be happy to do a video. Let me know in the comments. So that's all that I do. So that's kind of like my water module. And then I have my Silcock key and my tool bag that kind of complements this, but I just kind of keep it in there as a tool. So you zip that up. You flip the backpack around here. And this mesh pocket, I keep just a small umbrella. You know, Missouri's weather tends to be unpredictable. So if I'm walking from the office to the car or whatever, and it's rainy, since this backpack doesn't have a rain shell, I do carry just a small umbrella, and it does a really good job for what it is. And then also on this side, there's this zip pocket right here. This is kind of like my food compartment, so to speak. So I have like 3 Cliff Bars in here, and I just really like the Cliff Bars. They're not necessarily just survival, but like if I'm really hungry or I'm having a hard time keeping my sugars up, if I eat one of these, they tend to do a really good job of bringing me up and then sustaining me up as well. And so these are just a real good option to include. I have this eat tool right here. It's made by UCO, and this is like if I go through a drive-thru and get a salad or whatever, and I need utensils and they weren't included, this basically provides a knife, a fork, and a spoon that lets me eat. So I have that, and then also I have This is kind of like a pocket stove kind of thing. You can like set it up and cook on it and boil water and you know, do what you gotta do. So I keep that stove in my backpack as well as part of my food compartment. And that's all that I keep in that pocket. And the last pocket I'm going to talk about is this back pocket right here. So this is one of the main reasons that I bought the backpack. So sometimes when I have my insulin pump, I'm carrying it in such a fashion that it is hard to get to my CCW to where I can access it quickly, how I've practiced over and over and over. So I got this backpack because it allows an off-body carry option for me, to where I can just quickly fling my bag around, reach that open, reach in, grab the pistol, and do what I need to do to live. So that's what this back pocket is. And this unzips all the way around. And this has the loop side of Velcro. So Vertx makes Tactigami. They make holsters for firearms. They also make holsters for extra magazines or multi-tools, whatever. So I chose to get one of their Tactigami pistol holsters for my Taurus THC. I do have an extended magazine in there. I probably should get another magazine for this gun and carry it, but right now I don't have it, so I'm carrying what I have. This backpack was just so well thought out, with this module and this compartment figured. Right here, there's Velcro, and it slips underneath here, and it goes all the way to the top of the bag. That's where you can put in your backpack armor. Some companies make body armor specifically for this backpack. So I'm going to show a brief clip on just the awesome functionality of this bag right here. Super cool idea, because when I take my firearm out and I need to fire it, the backpack also doubles up at the exact same time as body armor, because I have to fling the bag around and it covers my vitals while I have my firearm out, and I neutralize any threats that are in front of me. So. Then also, it provides protection if I'm walking and there's something behind me. Really cool setup that Vertx has. Also, any parents that are worried about like school shootings and things like that, this would be a great backpack for those parents because it provides protection for their children, you know, while they're at school. Just a cool piece of mind to have the body armor right there. There's not a whole lot more to this backpack. I hope you found this video informational. I don't know if that's a word. If it's a word, it's a word now. There are ways that you can keep yourself taken care of while you have type 1 diabetes. You can still have that thriving mindset from a survival standpoint while dealing with your type 1 diabetes and all the gear and stuff that comes along with it. You have to configure things a different way, and you have to carry some things a little bit differently, but there should be no reason that type 1 diabetes will hold you back from doing what it takes to rule number 1, get home safe at the end of the day. So guys, thank you so much for spending this 30 or so minutes with me. I have a lot of fun doing these videos. I look forward to doing more here in the future, but until that time, have a great day, great morning, great evening, whatever time it is, and keep on thriving.